Well, hello everyone. Dan Hurd, Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I'm back here on my dream claim at the machine operation I was running back in the fall. Now, we got froze out in the fall. We had to quickly pack things up and leave before the snow blocked us in. It is now spring. The snow just left. I came down to check things out down here, and while I'm here, figured I better go find a nugget on my dream claim. So I've got the metal detector, I'm going up to Nugget Bar, and my plan for today is to find one nugget. Can I do it? Wish me luck, and I hope you enjoy. Now, I will be back to work on the machine operation here in about 2 weeks' time. I had to come in and make sure the road was open. I had to actually cut down some trees that followed over the road and whatnot. Make sure the road was open. And in about 2 weeks' time, I plan to come back here with the Bobcat and start cleaning up the mess we made back in the fall. I'm gonna flatten everything here. I'm gonna run my pay dirt pile. I piled this up here. This is all good pay. I'm gonna run it all. I'm gonna do some Bobcat work around, see what was left behind from our operation, and get things ready for when we bring bigger machines down to take out that whole bank. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, but in 2 weeks' time, I'm coming down here to do a small run and clean things up. But for today, we're going up to Nugget Bar. Now, one problem with Nugget Bar, because we found so many gold nuggets on it, I have worked it really hard. Because once you're finding gold, it's hard to stop finding gold. It is really hard to find nuggets now on Nugget Bar because I have detected it so well. However, I got a plan for today. You always go in with a plan. My plan today might not actually come to fruition because I always go in with a plan and I often don't come out having done that plan. But my plan today is to find some of those spots that I haven't been able to detect before and see what they have. What a beautiful day on the dream plane. Always love or hate seeing this. That is a fresh rock broken off the mountain that is down amongst all these moss covered rocks, which means this spring that rock there came from way up there somewhere. It's kind of fun to see those, but also kind of dreadful thinking that, hey, I could be standing down here when one of those comes down. That would not be good. And another. Let's get moving. And here we are at Nugget Bar. Now, it's probably pretty obvious why I call this Nugget Bar, because I've found so many nuggets along this bar. Lots of them. Great looking nuggets. This bench right here produced a lot of them. Down here is usually underwater because they're really low water right now. And also the gravels are too deep for my metal detector to detect down to bedrock down here. So my plan for today is to find some of the areas in that swath down near low water where I can dig down to the point where my metal detector can actually penetrate far enough to see the bedrock and see if it's got any nuggets on it. I am using the Gold Monster 1000. It is one of the best detectors on the market out there right now for detecting small gold. And yes, I'm talking small nuggets, not little flakes. But it has a problem. It can only penetrate probably about 6 inches for a picker, maybe a foot for a nugget. And the gravels here, down there, are probably about 2 feet deep, so I can't get down to bedrock. But a little bit of shovel work, make a bit of a trench, and then I can detect down in the trench and see what it has. At least that's the thought. Let's see if it works. Instead, I might just get distracted by detecting. I kind of want to work at the head of the bar. That's where I found the most concentration of nuggets, but this area right here looks intriguing. So I'm going to spend a bit of time here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one small area, move all the rocks away, and then dig down and see what it looks like down a bit deeper. See if bedrock is just within inches of the surface, and if that's the case, I'll just move rocks and detect. If I go down a foot, we still haven't seen it, well, I don't know. We'll decide then. There we go, all the rocks are gone. We'll run the detector over that one spot, then we'll pull a shovel out and start breaking the bigger rocks that are down deeper, free of the ground, and roll them out of the way. So I have the first signal I want to investigate. Straight to gold range, down in the hole. There are a lot of hot rocks. These great big iron looking rocks actually set off the machine and sound like gold. They're an annoying hot rock here. So every time I get a signal, my first thought is, oh, probably just another hot rock. But let's go see what that one is. Can we find the first nugget in the first half hour? That would be freaking awesome. I didn't bring my little shovel down, so big shovel it is. Uh-oh, I see rust. I see a big chunk of rust. I see a big chunk of iron. That should have been going off as iron on the detector, not gold. Well, I'll run the detector over again to see if maybe there was still a piece of gold down there, but most likely that was my signal. Big chunk of iron. Okay, there's still a gold signal. A non-ferrous signal right there. Let's keep digging. Hopefully it's not more of the same rusty thing. Putting all the dirt right aside, so if the rust. If the signal goes away from here, I'll just detect there. More rust. I see bedrock. Hopefully that's not just a broken off piece of bedrock. Hopefully I'm on bedrock. That would be nice. I don't know. That nugget? Nope. A yellow rock. Okay, I may have to start scooping into a pan. Yes, I have a pinpointer. I don't like using it. I'd rather scoop this up, put it in a pan, and pan it out to see what it is. A lot of rust down here. A lot of rust. Still, there's a signal in my pan, and there's also a signal right here. So let's actually go fill the pan a bit more and see. I don't mind doing a full pan, especially if it means I'm gonna get a nugget. And I'm definitely on bedrock now. So that's good. Bedrock is a foot down. Nothing there. Iron signal in the pan. Let's pan it out. And where's my sitting rock today? Right there. I give this a 50-50 chance of being a piece of gold. The first signal wasn't great. The second signal was iron for sure. And having that big chunk of iron in the hole, probably just another piece of it broken off. Look at me being negative already. I didn't classify this material because I wanted to make sure I was washing those bedrock chunks very well. Cool little piece of quartz in there. I just want to investigate. All I want today is one nugget at Nugget Bar. One nugget makes my day. These big slate rocks set off just like gold. That could be my signal right there. There's no gold in them. They just sound like gold to the detector. I just saw it. There's a piece of lead in there. 2 pieces of lead. It's also a piece of gold. I'll show you that in a second, but look at those. No, there's 2 pieces of gold. Okay, well then. So there are these 2 chunks of lead wire. I'm not sure what that's from. If you recognize what that lead wire is, please leave a comment below. 2 pieces of lead wire, but we also have 2 pieces of gold. Let's go find them again. So there we go. It's a picker. It's not a nugget. Probably a 20 mesh picker, so very small, but still a picker. And a little micro nugget. A little nuggie. Look how fresh that thing is, straight out of the rock. So 2 pieces of gold in my first pan. I'm excited about what I can find down there. I might just take a scoop from the bottom, pan it out, and see what's there. And I was out panning on the Fraser yesterday, and my snuffer bottle is full of Fraser River finds. I'm gonna suck these up into the same snuffer bottle, but I'm on a 5-day panning trip. It's gonna be a cumulative total for my videos. So I always double check my pan, and there was a third piece of gold in there. That's interesting. This bar doesn't often give you extra gold. It's nuggets or nothing, but that's 3 small pieces in this one pan. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay, 1 shovelful just scraping the bedrock, and then I'll get back to detecting. Okay, maybe 2 shovelfuls. And I went up under the rock where the detector can't necessarily get for a nice signal. Let's see. And that pan there has 1 tiny sliver of gold. Weird. And that is a really, really small piece. Back to detecting. So I'm just digging down a ways, going down like 6 inches or so, taking the material and one-handed, throwing it up on the bar. And that means I can detect all that afterwards. And also after spring runoff comes and cleans that all up, I'll be able to detect that bar again and see if it washed down anything. I did detect there ahead of time and there's no signals there. Then, once I've dug down a bit, I take the metal detector. There's a small signal there. There's no screamers though. And then I'll dig further, looking for screamers. My cord is a bit loose right now, so every time I bump something, the cord bounces and I get a signal, so I gotta tighten that up. Okay, I have a signal, but I think it's one of the hot rocks I just kicked in the hole. Let's put it in my pan and find out. And yes, it's that rock right there. One of those pieces of black shale. Back to digging. Well, there's a little signal right there. It is in the gold range, but it's very small. Oh, now it's iron range. Now it's gold range. There's a small signal right there. Let's put it in the pan. So I just went aggressive and filled my pan with everything in that area. So whatever the signal was, it's in there. Nope, that signal will remain a mystery. There's probably a piece of aluminum. They tend to wash away because they're usually like foil. Flitters away the pan. Anyhow, back to it. So I've cleared a nice big space, no signals left in there anywhere. Now I'm gonna push that rock into that space, because I can't lift that rock over to the edge. So push that into the space and I can detect underneath it. That's probably best to tackle that first. There was one small signal right here. That big rock was faced right here. There was one small signal, but it was really tiny. So if it's in the pan, it's just a tiny, tiny speck of gold. But I took this as an opportunity to just dig down and investigate the bedrock again, see what it's looking like, see how much is decomposed into clay, all that kind of stuff. And I got rid of that rock that was right here. I will go back a bit more before I dump the big one in. Okay, that was just a hot rock in the pan. It's time to move that guy down. Gives me a big area to detect underneath it. That's a big rock. Oh, that's a big rock. This is how I break shovels. 1, 2, 3. I can do it. I can do it. I can't do it anymore. Yes, I can. Okay, that was a bit much. Come on, one of these signals has to be a piece of gold. Just another hot rock. These things are so annoying. Often hot rocks will show you on the detector as an iron signal, so you can just ignore them. The hot rocks here show as straight gold for whatever reason. No, there's no gold in them. Another good signal. My pan has 2 really crappy signals in it right now. That's a good signal I just got. We'll put that in the pan, we'll go pan it out. Well, even if there's gold in that pan there, it's not big gold, because they were all small, mediocre signals. Some of you are probably asking, Dan, isn't it awfully hard to go for a full day in hopes for 1 piece of gold? Don't you get discouraged? Well, yeah, I do. Right about now, I've been going for about an hour and a half, and I'm thinking, am I not gonna get that piece of gold? I don't like making videos if I don't have a good show at the end. So I start thinking right now, am I actually gonna use this video today? And you know, it costs me a lot to make a video. Not using one is painful for me, but I'm only an hour and a half in. I plan to spend 6 hours here, so there's still lots of time. But yes, it does get discouraging when every signal comes out as a dud. I know I only want 1 today, and 1 could be a bigger day than any day this year. But that 1 nugget might also be elusive. Well, 2 little pieces of gold helps with keeping off the discouragement, but they're definitely not what was setting off the detector. I'll get a shot of them all the same. Tiny but chunky. Tiny but chunky. Well, the claim gave me another little piece to keep my hopes up, but it's sure no picker or nugget. Little chunky piece, but it's small. Oh, I think it's time to drop one of the big ones. Got a nice big flat area, detected it to death, there's nothing down there. Let's drop a big one on it. Well, that's a good little nugget. Oh, nugget. Big rock. Still looking for my nugget. It's way too big to actually be a nugget, unless it's like a 10-pound nugget. Gonna find some big chunk of iron or a big chunk of something down there. So the big signal down there was some tin foil, and that explains why it's sort of broken up into different spots too. Very hard to detect when you have tin foil around. Well, I think I've exhausted this direction. I started there, moved all the way through these big rocks here, all the way up to there. That is a massive area. That's at least 4 square meters, if not more, maybe 6 square meters of open bedrock I've detected. And I think I've come to the end on this side without having to move some more really big rocks, but I can move that way a bit more. And in fact, the best gold I found so far today was that way. So I can't move that big guy. What I'll do is I'll go in front of him and around him. So I thought I'd try something a little bit different than that for just a second. I saw some rocks had fallen out of the bank recently, so I went and just sort of picked away behind them, see what that looks like. And I'm getting a signal. Again, both iron and gold. More iron than gold, so anyway, I'll see what it is. Well, there's the biggest piece of the day. Not bad. My second picker of the day. Does that require one more pan from there? I don't know. Oh, I looked up and fog is rolling in. There's a cloud running down the valley. Weird. So that's not fog, that's dust. There was a really good landslide upriver somewhere. You can see it's blowing in, blowing downriver. It's dust in the air. Somewhere up there, there is a good landslide. I can feel it in my eyes now. Can't quite taste it yet, but yeah, mountain came down somewhere. Good thing it was on top of me. Crazy. Okay, just a random pan before I go back to my task of the day. Now this random pan I did from up at the bank has a lot of weathered heavies in it. These are pieces of pyrite that are weathered out and rusted out. That means a lot of heavies were accumulating right there. Maybe one more pan's not a bad idea. Well, third pan there, no gold, no heavies, no pyrites. Let's go back to moving rocks and detecting. Well, it has been 4 hours now, and at this point, I would call even a good-sized picker a nugget. I started a second hole, and I wasn't detecting anything good, but because I was down onto the bedrock, I thought I'd take a test pan and see what the bedrock there is holding for gold, if anything. Basically, it's just a way to give myself a break. It's hard moving these big rocks. Anyhow, let's hope for a picker. There was no signals in the material I threw in there, but I did get some material from up under a rock that I couldn't detect. So, let's hope. I just had a bit of a break. The motion sensor on my truck just went off and alerted me on my phone. I'm too far away for it to send pictures, but something was moving there, so I decided to run back and see what it was. I got a mama and 2 little deer hanging out around my truck. Nothing nefarious, just the wildlife. But they gave me a nice break from digging. Now I got a second wind. Let's find a nugget. Well, we had a nice zippy little signal down in the bottom. That could be a picker. Let's hope. If it's a picker, I'm calling it a nugget. Well, that would be a nope. It was probably aluminum foil or something, because it was a really clean, crisp signal right at the surface. If it was anything other than aluminum foil, it should have been a nugget. I will find a piece of gold before the day is out. Okay, please, please, please be the nugget. I want to go home. I got a good signal. There's something right down the bottom of this hole. I'm just gonna put it in my pan and pan it out. Actually, my pan's full right now. I better go pan out my pan, then come back, and I'll dig up the bottom there, put in my pan. I'm getting tired. Pan's full first. Let's go pan that. Okay, this pan, the one that's down there somewhere, has multiple crappy signals in it. Let's see if one of the crappy signals was a piece of gold. That signal that's in the bottom of the hole right now is a really good signal. So I'm really hoping that's it. Oh, one last piece of lead. Even though it's been a long, hard day, I absolutely love being here. I don't care if I don't come out of here with any gold. I'm having a great day out in the wilderness. I would like some nice gold for the video's sake, but for my own sake, I'm just happy being here. Loving this spring weather. Love being on my claim, searching for gold, whether I find it or not. And no, I don't make money doing this. You can't make money. Small scale looking for gold. This is either a hobby or exploration looking for a big deposit. If you're going out gold panning thinking you're going to, you know, make wages for the day, you got another thing coming. That's not to say I haven't had days where I've made wages. One good flake of gold. Oh, two, three. 3 pieces of gold. None of which would have set off a detector. Well, that's encouraging. There were 3 pieces of gold in that pan. Nothing detected, but that bedrock there is definitely holding gold. Maybe I'll scrape it one more time and then go back to my job, moving rocks. For any of those to set off the detector, they would basically have to be touching the coil. The Gold Monster 1000 will detect small gold at very close range, but I doubt I detected any of those. Now the one in the bottom of the pit, let's hope that's a big one. If that is gold, it's a big enough piece that I'd be able to see it poking around. But I'm just gonna put it in my pan and pan it out. It's now in that little lump right there. There we go, we got that whole lump. Nothing in the bottom. Oh, gotta move the shovel. That shovel would set it off. It's in the pan. The pin? It's in the pan. Oh, I need this to be a piece of gold. I've been here for more than 6 hours now. I want to be here for 6 hours today. It's been more than 6. And I'm tired. It was non-fair signal. And it was a zippy signal, so it was a piece of metal, probably not a hot rock. Let's hope the metal was gold. Clean that off so it's not muddy for watching the panning. Come on. If it's not gold, I will stay longer. Okay, here we go. Looks like I'm staying longer. Damn, that was a good signal. Well, I've now been here way longer than I expected. I don't even know what time it is. Must be 5 or 6 o'clock at night. I have no idea. I decided to go back to the very first place I found gold today. I found it right there. I went right beside it. Dug down until I found the clay. One last pan. If it's got gold, I leave on a high note. If it doesn't have gold, I leave on a low note. But there is no nuggets today. I doubt there's one in there. Who knows? Maybe. Let's see. Come on, 1 piece of gold, end off the day. 1 piece of gold, make it a picker, please. Make it a nugget. Now this is where the trolls out there on the internet will say, that doesn't seem like a dream claim, that seems like a nightmare. Hey, you can't win them all. Not every day can be a winner. And today was a winner just because I'm out in the wilderness having fun. This claim here has bigger and more nuggets than any other claim I have. And that's why I love it. Thing with a nugget claim is you don't get gold in every pan. You sometimes can go 10 or 20 pans without a piece. But when you find that nugget, it makes up for everything. I might not find a nugget this trip, but next trip, hopefully it makes up for it. Actually, next trip in here, I'm running the machine operation. So, that better make up for it. If there's no gold in here, I'm not going back for another pan. This is it. Okay. Do I have gold end off today? Wah, wah, wah. It was still a great day. Well, everyone, you want to see what's in there? you'll have to come back to next week's video. Next week, I will be heading back to the Fraser River. I'm here for 5 days panning, and it's a cumulative total. Today, I did not add much to this snuffer bottle. Tomorrow, I'm on a claim that has tons of gold. I will have lots of gold to add to it tomorrow. And next week's video, you'll see the snuffer bottle reveal. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. If I haven't earned your subscription yet, I hope I earned it today. And a big thanks to everyone, especially my patrons. Hopefully you're all having a great day. I just had one. Until the next one, bye.